Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय, श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Leela, Antya Khanda. We are reading about Lord Nityananda Prabhu's preaching, or Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. So yesterday we read that Nityananda Prabhu is in Navadvip now, and we saw how the many people, many residents of Navadvip had taken to Krishna consciousness by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But those rogues and thieves and offenders who didn't take to Krishna consciousness, who kept themselves away from the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were also brought into, they were also pulled into the Krishna consciousness ocean by the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So we saw how there was this a rogue, a thief. He was actually the son of a Brahmana, but he was a Brahmana in name only. Actually, he was the chief of a band of thieves or dacoits. And when he saw Nityananda Prabhu, he said to his associates that by the mercy, by the blessings of Goddess Durga, so much wealth has just come gathered in one place on Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So we have seen Nityananda Prabhu wore all types of ornaments, pearl necklaces, earrings, bracelets, armlets, ankle bells, right? Gold necklaces, so many. So, and they were all so valuable. So this chief of the thieves, he said, uh, let's go and plunder him. And then they could actually uh, let's go and plunder this Nityananda Prabhu, and then uh, they wouldn't have to rob for a long time because there was so much wealth all in one place. So these thieves decided to. So at that time, Nityananda Prabhu was staying in a devotee's home. The devotee is Hiranya Pandit. So that night, all the thieves went, and when they went there, he sent a spy ahead of time to go and see what is the situation in the house. And he saw that mm, they called Nityananda Prabhu Avadut. The Avadut is taking prasadam, he's eating, while everyone else is screaming and crying and laughing and rolling on the ground in ecstasy. So they're not going to sleep anytime soon. So the dacoit said, it's okay. They will sleep. We'll wait until they all sleep. So while they were waiting, Nidra Devi, by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, Nidra Devi came and put them all under her spell, and they all fell so fast asleep. It was as if they were unconscious. And then it became dawn, and the sun rose, and the crows started cawing. It was broad daylight. And then they woke up from sleep, and they got so scared because they had brought all their weapons, their swords and everything. And they were um, they started first of all arguing with each other. You fell asleep, why didn't you stay awake, right? And they started blaming each other. And finally the chief said, let's go, get away from here. They went and took bath in the Ganga. And then he said, it's okay, we missed this night, it doesn't mean that we missed the opportunity for good. We can go again and steal. So let's see what happened after that. That's what we read yesterday. So the last line was, whatever happened was all Goddess Durga's will. One day may pass. Does that mean that all the days are gone? I think Goddess Durga bewildered us. We did not worship Goddess Durga before we left. That is the reason for all this. So, uh, why? Why they were not able to steal? Their conclusion was because we didn't worship Goddess Durga before going. That's why. So this time when we go, we'll worship Goddess Durga and we'll go. Tonight we will all worship Goddess Durga. We will offer her meat and wine. Then we will go to the same place. Agreeing to this plan, the thieves, offering meat and wine, worshipped Goddess Durga. The next day they cleaned their weapons, dressed in black clothing, and left. So they got all their weapons shiny, cleaned out, ready, right, to attack. And they all dressed in black and they left again. The night was very dark. Everyone slept. The thieves assembled. Approaching the house, the thieves saw many tall men guarding the four directions. So this time, the second time when they came, it was a different scene at the house of Hiranya Pandit. What did they see? They saw some really tall, like superhuman sized guards walking around the house, guarding the four directions, not just one. There were so many of them around the house, walking back and forth in the night. Standing in the four directions, the armed guards again and again chanted the holy names of Lord Hari. And these guards were chanting Hari, 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 or maybe Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. They were chanting the holy names of Lord Hari and they were guarding the house. They were giants. They were powerful and ferocious. Their weapons were raised. The thieves saw that each of these giants had the power to kill 100 thieves. So these thieves were pretty powerful themselves, with their weapons and everything. But they could see that these gigantic guards were powerful enough. One guard was sufficient to kill 100 of the thieves. They didn't look like people from this earth. They were giants. It was like from another planet or something. They all, we can understand, they're chanting. They all had their tilaks and all, chanting, and they had their weapons upraised, and they were walking back and forth. The giants had flower garlands around their necks and sandal paste on their limbs. So obviously they were Vaishnavas. Hmm? They were chanting, they had flower garlands, they had sandal paste. Again and again they chanted Sankirtan of the holy names. As Lord Nityananda slept, the giants in the four directions sang Krishna, Krishna. Seeing this, the thieves became filled with wonder. They left the house and sat down together. There was no way they would be able to penetrate, right, through the guards and get into the house. They were just too powerful. So then they just left the house and went to a secluded place, got together, and they started discussing. The thieves said, "From where did these guards come?" One of them said, "Somehow the Avadhut must have known. He asked the guards and brought them here." Right? So the day before, when the thieves had come, somehow the Avadhut must have understood that so the thieves are planning to plunder. So he must have arranged for the guards. He must have asked these guards uh, and brought them here. Another thief said, "My brothers, this Avadhut is a great sage and a philosopher. Again and again, I heard this from many mouths, right? He's not just, so generally, what do you mean by Avadhut? Uh, Avadhut means somebody who does not follow the social norms, social customs. He just acts freely. He's independent of the social etiquette. He acts the way he feels like, right? That is an Avadhut. Avadhut does not necessarily mean a devotee or anything. Rishabdev was also, an Avadhut, because he wouldn't wear any clothes and he would just go wherever he desired and do whatever he liked, right? So that is an Avadhut. But this person, this Avadhut, is actually, I have heard from many people that this Avadhut is a great philosopher and he's a great sadhu. That's the thing. So another thief said this. This saintly Avadhut has great knowledge. He can protect himself. We all saw those guards. I don't think they are human beings. I think this Avadhut has great mystic powers. That is why the people call him Gosai. Gosai is like Goswami, right? Master. Actually, Goswami means the master of the senses. So Gosai is the upper branch. So master, they call him master. Why? Because he has great mystic powers. Another thief said, "My brother, you are a fool. How can anyone who eats as he does and decorates himself with fancy clothes as he does be a Gosai?" So that's also a point, isn't it? Where do you see that somebody who's in this world generally, if you see a sadhu who has mystic powers, yogis have mystic powers, right? And like mystic yogis, and the very first step to somebody who's accomplished in mystic yoga, he gets mystic powers. Now, for you to become accomplished in mystic yoga, first of all, you have to start with Nishkama Karma Yoga. What is Nishkama Karma Yoga? You give up the results of all your activities. You give up all attachment to any type of sense objects. That's the beginning. And when you have actually achieved that, right, given up all attachment to any type of sense gratification, sense attachment, when you have reached that, then you can actually begin practicing yoga. begin practicing yoga. And then you practice yoga for a long time, right? Intensely, and then it can take several lifetimes too. Then you may achieve the mystic siddhis, perfections. So somebody who got such mystic siddhis, how is it possible that he will again show attachment to sense objects like eating a lot and wearing nice fancy clothes and wearing ornaments? They don't match well together. So when one thief said that this Nityananda is a great avadut, he's a great sadhu, he has great knowledge, I think he has many mystic powers, right? That's why he arranged for these guards. So one more thief said, how is it possible? If he is a great yogi, how could he be, eating so much and dressing like this so opulently? So how can he be a Gosai, right? Gosai, Goswami. How is it possible? How can he be a Goswami? Somebody who's indulging in all these luxuries. How can he be a Goswami? The Brahmana who was the commander of that little army of thieves said, I know the reason. Some big, big, important person must have come to see the Avadut. An emissary from the king must have come. The giants were his personal bodyguards. Yes, those bodyguards were all religious fanatics. That is why they chanted Hari Hari. So, this so called Brahmana leader of the thieves, he's saying that Nityananda Prabhu didn't arrange for the guards. Somebody came to visit him. Some big person has come. Maybe the king's messenger, ambassador has come to meet with Nityananda Prabhu. And because this great, big person has come, he came with his bodyguards. And somehow these bodyguards happen to be religious fanatics. That's why they're chanting Hari Hari like that. So we don't have to worry so much, right? Discuss about who this Nityananda Prabhu is. For now, let us go to our homes, right? While the guards are here, we should not come. They are too formidable, too powerful for us. We should not come here as long as the guards are here. If this is a guest, right, with whom the bodyguards came, they will stay and they'll go back. So as long as the guest is here and the guards are here, we won't stay here. We will come after some days, right? We'll come after some days, that is after they leave. For now, let us go to our homes. My brothers, for 10 days, let us quietly stay at home. When the leader had spoken these words, the thieves returned to their homes. Meanwhile, Lord Nityananda, the moon of Avadutas, enjoyed pastimes as he wished. Whoever worships Lord Nityananda's feet and remembers them breaks all obstacles to pieces. Yeah. So here were these thieves who wanted to plunder Nityananda Prabhu. What to speak of anyone causing any harm to Nityananda Prabhu? That's far away. Anyone who even remembers Nityananda Prabhu's feet, anyone who even remembers, who worships Lord Nityananda Prabhu's feet, or who even just remembers the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he breaks all obstacles on his path. Nobody could harm him in any way if he is remembering the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu. Then what to speak of somebody going and robbing Nityananda Prabhu directly? Who has the power to place obstacles before Lord Nityananda? Who has the power to place obstacles before the Supreme Lord? Simply by remembering the Lord's servants, one breaks all ignorance into pieces. What to speak of remembering Lord Nityananda's lotus feet? Even if you just remembered a servant of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, then that remembrance breaks all ignorance to pieces. Ganesha and all his associates are all servants of the Supreme Lord. Shiva, who destroys the worlds, is an Amsha incarnation of the Supreme Lord. Who can bring fear to Lord Nityananda? When the Lord's Amsha incarnation, Anantasesha, moves, all the worlds tremble. Because all these, the whole universe, right, is are on the hoods of Anantasesh. And Anantasesh is an expansion of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So what is Nityananda Prabhu's personality? What is his nature? He's always in ecstasy, being drowned in love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in love of Krishna. So Anantasesh was an expansion of Amsha of Nityananda Prabhu. He's also always swaying in ecstasy, in love of the Supreme Lord. And all these universes or planets on his hoods, they're trembling constantly because of his dancing. This is Lord Anantasesh. And also it is said Lord Anantasesh is at every moment with his thousands of mouths, he is glorifying, describing the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he has been doing this since time immemorial, and still he has not even completed all the pastimes that are performed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in 1 hour. Each mouth is describing a different pastime, and like this Anantasesh has been doing since time immemorial, and still he has not been able to complete all the pastimes that Mahaprabhu has sung in 1 hour or one day. So many pastimes Mahaprabhu performs. So, and Nityananda Prabhu, this Anantasesh is just an amsha of Nityananda Prabhu. So who can cause fear to Lord Nityananda? When the Lord's amsha incarnation Anantasesha moves, all the worlds tremble. By his own will, Lord Nityananda performed kirtan in all of Navadvip. By his own will, he enjoyed pastimes of eating and sleeping. Then why he does that? It's his sweet will. The Supreme Lord is independent. He can do whatever he likes. So he enjoys pastimes of eating, pastimes of sleeping. It's his sweet will. He can do whatever he likes. His every limb was decorated with priceless ornaments. He looked exactly like Rohini's son Balaram. In fact, he is Lord Balaram. Lord Nityananda chewed betel nuts mixed with camphor. His gentle smile charmed the heart of every person in the world. Fearless and blissful, and accompanied by a host of fearless and blissful devotees, he went everywhere. So if you want to think of Nityananda Prabhu, what are the two words that could describe? He's fearless and he's blissful. And all his devotees are also fearless and blissful. Abhaya, Abhaya Charana, Abhaya Charanaravinda. So fearless and uh, fearless and blissful. So like this, Nityananda Prabhu went everywhere along with a host of devotees who were also fearless and blissful, and he's performing Sankirtan, he's performing pastimes of eating, sleeping, etc. Another time, the thieves made a plan. So like this, they waited for some days and nothing happened, right? Nityananda Prabhu went on with his pastimes. Now they made another plan. Another time, the thieves made a plan and came to the house where Lord Nityananda stayed. By the Lord's arrangement, there were great clouds. So this is the third time. So the first time when they came, they all fell asleep. The second time when they came, they saw these giants guarding the house. And this is the third time. And what do they see? There were great clouds in the sky. The darkness was blinding. The night was very fearsome. No person walked anywhere. On that very fearsome night, each thief armed himself with 5 or 10 weapons. Each person took 5 or 10 weapons. They approached the house. Then every thief, what happened when they came to the house? All of a sudden, every thief became blind for no reason. As soon as they approached the house, all of them, each one of them became blind. No one had the power to see. They could not see anything. All the thieves were now blind. Each one of them felt his mind, intelligence, and breath were under attack. Can you imagine? First of all, it was a very fearsome night, right? Nobody was out. There were great clouds in the sky. Very, very fearful night. And now they go blind in that situation. They can't see anything. So their mind stopped working. They were in great uh, fear, bewilderment, confusion. Each one of them felt his mind, intelligence, and breath were under attack. One of them fell into a ditch because they couldn't see anything. They couldn't understand what was going on. And they fell into a pit, a ditch, and was ferociously bitten by mosquitoes and leeches. They're still blind and they fall into a pit. And this person was bitten by mosquitoes and leeches. Another fell into a garbage pit and was ferociously bitten by mosquitoes and scorpions. Another fell among thorns. His every limb wounded by the thorns, he had no power to move. Another fell into a canal. His hands and feet broken, he wept. Another burned with fever. Every thief felt terror in his heart. At that moment, it's like icing on the cake, right? They were already in great distress, being bitten by mosquitoes, scorpions, leeches, thorns, fever, blind, mind and intelligence not functioning, gasping for breath. And at that moment, the demigod Indra sent a great rainstorm to that very place. It starts pouring heavy rain in that condition. The thief, bitten by mosquitoes and leeches, was especially tortured by the rainstorm. Then, as if that was not sufficient, hailstones fell on the thieves' bodies. You know, these big pieces of ice, instead of rain, they started falling on the thieves' bodies. They could not save their lives. And they were all in canals and pits and, ditches. So there was no way they could get out. And they were all blind. They couldn't see anything. And here it was raining heavily. And now hailstones were also falling. They probably would have prayed for death at that moment instead of that torture. It was as good as being in hell. They could not save their lives. Everyone was plunged in an ocean of sufferings. One thief became dizzy. Unable to bear that torture, he just fainted. He became dizzy and fell down. Forgetting who he was filled with terror. An endless rainstorm fell on the three thieves. It didn't stop. It's not like, for 5 minutes it rained and it stopped. No. An endless rainstorm fell on the thieves. It wouldn't stop. Their bodies trembled from the freezing cold. Now blind, the thieves had no power to see. Attacked by the freezing rain, they were on the verge of death. Aware that these people were enemies of Lord Nityananda, the demigod became angry and tortured them. Let me see. No, we won't be able to complete the whole thing. There's a lot more in this. Okay, so we will stop here. So Lord Indra was very angry. Aware that these people were enemies of Lord Nityananda, the demigod Indra became angry and tortured them very badly. So we will continue next Saturday. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.